Hi and welcome to the 26th edition of Physics 9. This is Sir CJ, and in this session, we are going to finish the following parts. First is we have here under Observe Problem Solving, work done through an angle. So in the previous video lesson, ang ginawa natin was I taught you how to solve problems when the work is done through an angle. This time, you're gonna be doing that independently, okay? And then the second part naman is a discussion about energy. And then the last part is a problem solving activity on a sample problem on energy. You're gonna be knowing more about this because it's actually quite complicated, but you're gonna be knowing more about this as we progress. Okay? It's actually a lot of parang common sense tsaka medyo may konting mathematical prowess na kailangan for this one. Okay? Now, remember that the learning competency that we are targeting for this video lesson is as follows. So, by the end of this session, you should be capable of explaining energy transformation in various activities or events such as in waterfalls, archery, or amusement rides. This video lesson right here is actually based on the 7E based self-learning module in Science 9 which I wrote for my master's degree, particularly in Unit 4, book number 21, pages 8 to 11. So yeah, let's begin. For the first part, please pull out a sheet of paper and maybe pencils or a pen and solve for the following problem. And so when I got back to the pull cart, Jerome was already transporting it from the doorstep to our kitchen, which is 7 meters away. He also exerted 375 newtons worth of force doing it, but was pulling it 55 degrees with respect to the horizontal across the floor. Now, how much work did Jerome do? Now, remember that you should be writing your givens down. You should identify what is the missing factor, label it properly, and then in the solution, label it, and then start with the base form of the formula. Okay, if there's a need to derive a formula, derive a formula. I will leave you to this. You can pause this video if you need to. Okay, are you done? Let's check your work. In the classroom, we're going to show the full solution, but here, the answer should be 1,505.638 joules of work. Did you get this correctly? Okay, so let's see what we can do about that if hindi nyo nakuha yun and ito in our class discussion. Okay? Alright, so let us now proceed with the second part of this session. Energy. Well, energy, I think you have already heard about this word for so many times, right? Before this discussion. It's not like the term momentum, which is something that you might rarely use in a conversation. Energy is something that is quite common. Okay, so after the work we did on the cart and on everything else we do, such as carrying the grocery items from one point to another, having to stand in line, walk from the cart, ask around, and generally everything else including breathing in, we were using up our energy. Energy, as we defined it in physics, is the capacity or the capability to do work. A body that has energy can exert force on another body so that body could do work. As your body has energy and it can exert force on a chair to when you pull it from the table, so you can sit and enjoy a good meal with your family and friends. So this too is actually double O, but you get the point. When you do work on an object, you change the object's overall energy. So this object, halimbawa, has its own energy in the beginning, but when you do work on it, you actually change its amount of energy. A stationary chair's overall energy was actually lower before you decided to pull it. The amount of change in the chair's energy is equal to the amount of work na dinagdag mo sa kanya. So halimbawa, meron lang siyang energy before na ganun lang, like say for instance around kumbaga I'm not gonna be using some words for the meantime. Okay, so basta it was lower and then you applied some work to it. What's gonna happen is magbabago yung overall energy niya. And yung pagbabago ng energy na yun, kasing dami nung work na ginawa mo sa kanya. Okay, so in this case, we can say that the amount of energy that was done is actually equal to the amount of work that you exerted on it. Now, just like work, energy is also expressed in terms of joules or ergs. Kaya nga, ayun, ganun sila ka-similar. Parang yung impulse and momentum, do you remember that? 'Di ba? Pareho lang din sila ng mga units. Now, energy has different forms. It could be mechanical, it could be chemical, light, radiant from the sun, thermal, sound, electrical, and nuclear. It is also involved in a lot of things in our lives, such as in cooking, in eating, in ironing clothes, in washing dirty laundry, in entertaining ourselves through television, and communicating through smartphones. So, in all of these activities, energy is involved. Now, to cite a very important instance of the involvement of energy in our lives, let us look at the problem that will follow immediately. Okay, so I hope that at this point, we clarified what energy is, what are its forms, and then we introduced energy as a mathematical concept because we are talking about the units for energy in this video lesson. So it's also a mathematical concept, okay? All right. Now, in the third and last part of this session, which is a sample problem on energy, let's have the following. Okay, so since she was quite in a hurry, Carissa ordered a regular hamburger and a bottle of cow's milk from her favorite breakfast restaurant near her workplace. If the energy content of the hamburger is 1,120,000 joules, while the cow's milk has 685,000 joules, how much of the combined energy content did Carissa consume if she had to pull a stack of paper for 5.35 meters? So, say that she applied a total force of 45 newtons in a 25-degree angle with respect to the horizontal. So, ang inaassume natin dito yung walang ibang pinagkukuhanan ng energy si Carissa aside from the cow's milk and the hamburger na kinonsume niya. So if halimbawa she had to pull a stack of paper from a pile and she had to do it for 5.35 meters and she applied that much force in a 25-degree angle. So the question now is how much of that hamburger and the cow's milk was actually consumed? How much energy from those two food items was actually consumed by that activity? Yun yung tanong. Okay? The givens are the following. So, yung energy content ng burger was 1,120,000 joules. Yun naman sa cow's milk was 685,000 joules. So, those are the givens. Yung force na in-exert niya was 45 newtons and it was it covered 5.35 meters of force. And then, yung angle naman with respect to the horizontal was 25 degrees. So now the question is how much work was done so that we could be capable of solving gaano karami yung energy na matitira pa or gaano karaming energy na kinonsume din ni Carissa from the combined energy of the burger and the milk. So ito yung total number of energy. And we all know na kapag itong dalawang to pinag-multiply mo or when you solve for work, ang makuha mo, di ba, joules? Right? So, remember what I told you kanina? Yes. So, ito yung energy, pero ito work. And yung work na ginawa ni Carissa is actually equal to the energy that she used from these two items. So, kung makuha natin yung percentage nun, okay, makuha din natin yung total amount of work na yun exactly yung amount of energy din na ginawa niya. Ginamit niya. I hope I'm making myself clear that the amount of energy is equal the amount of work done and the amount of work done is equal the amount of energy. Do you get that? Okay, I hope so. Now, we are now proceeding with the solution, of course. Ang gagawin muna natin is we're gonna be getting the amount of work done by Carissa. So, you know the formula, right? Kapag meron siyang angle na ganito, you just have to add, okay, cosine. Very good. Now, I want you to substitute the given factors. So, given ang force, distance, and yung angle. So, go ahead. Okay, did you get the following? Okay, now, what's next? We're going to carry out the solution, the operations, of course. What did you get? Did you get this? Okay, so what you should get is 218 Newton meters or 218 joules. So remember, this is the amount of work done, which is also equal to the amount of energy na ginamit ni Carissa. So 218 joules lang, no? Yung mga pinag-usapan natin dito, million-milyong mga joules, okay? 218 lang yung ginamit niya. So now, ang gagawin natin, we're gonna be getting the percentage. Okay, gaano karami in terms of a percentage yung 218 dun sa 1,120,000 and 685,000 combined. Okay, so we're gonna be solving for that as the next part of our solution. So first, we take note that the amount of work exerted is 218 joules, and this is also the amount of energy na ginamit niya. So we will be computing for the percentage of the energy she consumed from the energy content na combined of the hamburger and the cow's milk. So what you do is this. I-add mo muna itong dalawang to, itong 1,120,000 joules and 685,000 joules. Add mo muna sila. Okay? Okay. And then, makukuha mo dyan yung kumbaga, yung total amount of energy na pwede nilang i-offer kay Carissa. Okay, so now, to get the percentage, remember that in the previous grade levels, you were also getting percentages, right? So how do you do that? Halimbawa, what is 5 of 10? Like, anong percentage ng 5 sa 10? So first is, you get 5, you divide it by 10, and then you multiply it by 100, right? And then you're gonna get 50%. But in this case, what you'll be doing is, you get 218 joules, okay? And then divide that by the combination of 1,120,000 and 685,000 joules. Okay, so get the sum and then i-divide mo yung 200. Now, to be clear, my students always make this mistake. Yung lower number, yung 218, siya yung dinidivide, okay? Siya yung hindi pang divide, okay? Again, kumbaga, siya yung nasa loob nung parang box kapag nagde-divide ka. So, what you do is actually dividing 218 by the sum of 1,120,000 and 685,000 joules. Not the other way around. Okay? So, what the number you're gonna get here is really small. Are you done? Did you finish it? Okay. You're not yet actually through. You multiply that by 100. And I hope that you're gonna get the following. Okay. So, again, ang ginawa lang natin dito, if you haven't followed yet, is we added muna the two sources of energy. We get 1,805,000 joules. And then we divide it, 218 divided by 1,805,000. So, again, 218 yung i-divide. Then multiply that by 100, you're gonna get 0.012%. Okay, did you get it? Okay. Now, what does that mean? Carissa actually only consumed a very small portion of the total energy that she acquired by consuming the hamburger and the milk na, kumbaga, kinonsume niya when she pulled that stack of paper. So, if she was, syempre, like her breathing, yung pag-contract ng mga muscles niya, and then yung kanyang, kumbaga, blood circulation, everything, yung operations ng brain, okay, and all of the organs, syempre, they're also consuming a particular amount of energy, right? And in that case, hindi naman, kumbaga, parang concentrated lang dun sa pagpupul niya ng stack of paper. So, yung paglalakad niya towards the stack, right? And everything else that she does after that and before that, activity is actually going to use up yung energy na nakuha niya from the burger and the cow's milk. Alright? But, yun nga, ang specific lang dito is yung pag-pull niya sa stack of paper, gumamit siya ng 0.012% ng energy. Okay? Alright. Now, that ends the 26th session of Physics 9. In this session, what we finished are the following. You had an independent problem solving on work done through an angle. You also had a discussion with me about energy and another, sample problem about energy. Now remember that this video lesson is based on the 7E based self-learning module in Science 9 which I wrote. So you might not find the references anywhere else, these references anywhere else in the internet. Okay? Particularly, you'll find this na in my book on Unit 4, Book 21, pages 8 to 11. Okay? Now, this video lesson is based on the following learning competency. It's explaining energy transformation in various activities, events such as waterfalls, archery, and amusement rides. Don't worry, we are heading closer and closer to these examples. Okay, so tsagain nyo lang because our aim here is to make sure that you know every single fundamental thing about what we're discussing before you dive into the more complicated parts. Okay? This is Sir CJ and I hope that I will see you in the next video lesson. Have a great day.